Hello, citizens of YouTube land.
Hey.
It's your president and your VP. And yeah, if you're seeing our faces for the first time in quite a while, well, we're sorry about that. But hey, at least we're back.
For our 300th video, guys.
Yeah, so I guess maybe it was a good thing that we waited so long. Also, doubles as an anniversary video. And also triples as a Father's Day tribute video, because today's review is going to be Click.
Yeah.
Which came out in 2006, which also makes this more or less the 20th anniversary review of this movie. So all kinds of accolades going on all around.
Yep.
So Click, as we said, is a 2006 movie that stars Adam Sandler and Kate Beckinsale and Christopher in our main roles.
Christopher Walken.
Yeah, Christopher Walken. Excuse me. Flub up. But we keep these things in anyway. So,
yeah.
It made $285.7 million at the box office.
I know,
on
right?
an $85 million budget. And I'm going to guess that overall audiences really like this movie, the people that went and seen it. However, critical reception on Rotten Tomatoes sits at just an abysmal 30%. But if you've been on this channel long enough, you know that we don't really care about that kind of thing.
Yeah,
so
no, because they're stupid anyways. Anyways, let's do this, shall we?
Yep, let's jump into it. So Adam Sandler is going to be our main protagonist here, and he plays a character by the name of Michael Newman. And of course, if you know Adam Sandler films, then you probably already have a general idea of where this thing will go. But because he's an architect, I think it is.
Yeah, he's an architect.
He's an architect, and he's always some kind of blue-collar-esque, white-collar-esque type career kind of guys in these types of films. So anyways, he is an architect who is working way too hard, and this is just is shown from the very beginning that our main man, Michael Newman here, he works way too hard. He's got not enough time in his life, it seems, to accommodate everything that he wants. He wants to be able to make time for his wife. He wants to be able to make time for his children. There's a tree house that is in the process of being built, and that's kind of important.
Yeah.
So, like we said, he is he's in utter chaos, and he's got to go to work. And David Hasselhoff is his boss, and he's kind of this.
Oh, that's David. Oh,
yeah, it's David Hasselhoff.
Oh, Continue.
So David Hasselhoff is his boss, and now I don't quite remember what his character's name is, but we'll just call him what everybody would call him anyway, David Hasselhoff.
Yeah, it's David Hasselhoff.
So David Hasselhoff is an architect's boss here, and they got this big thing coming up with these Japanese developers that they want to close this big real estate deal, and Michael has to help close it, and he's really working on that, but his boss always keeps throwing more stuff on top of him. Now, guys, we can often relate on this, because more often than not, you yourselves out there probably have somebody who's telling you, hey, you've got this and this and this and this to do.
Yep.
While I kind of not really do much at all. A lot of us understand where that part comes from. So you can sympathize with that. So he comes home, and of course he's in a mad rush still. And he's like, man, I just don't have enough time. And another core aspect is the fact that everything in his house is controlled by a different remote. From the ceiling fan to the TV to the stereo system. It's all controlled by different remotes. So,
but he doesn't have a universal remote for his TV.
He doesn't. So what's a man to do when he doesn't have a universal remote? Well, in this universe, you go to Bed Bath & Beyond. Now, I don't quite know why you would do that, because you would just go to Walmart, right? But
well, he tries going to Best Buy, but Best Buy is closed.
Yeah, he does try to go to Best Buy. We'll give him that. But he literally just stops at Best Buy, and then like the next store is Bed Bath and Beyond, and he's like, well, screw it, I'm gonna go in there.
At least they're open, you know.
Yeah.
That's literally what he said.
So he goes in there, and he goes to the bed and the bath and the Beyond, and then there's this other department, and he manages to go into this other department,
which is the Beyond, by the way.
The Beyond, and this is where he meets Christopher Walken's character,
Morty.
Morty, he does have a character, but again, this is Christopher Walken we're talking about, and we all know that he has a certain way of talking and a certain way of acting in his movies. So essentially,
yeah, it's all there.
Essentially, once again, like we have the David Hasselhoff, who is just David Hasselhoff, we've got Christopher Walken just being Christopher Walken, which is not a bad thing, mind you. No. It really isn't in any of these cases. Now, I will, for just a brief side moment, point out that one of the criticisms they say is that there is a little bit of like maybe gross out humor. It was criticized for that. I myself rewatching this again for the first time in I don't know how many years. I didn't really see it, except maybe the aspect of some canine carnal knowledge going on with a duck.
Yeah.
And I'll just leave it at that. Because for those of you who know what that reference is, you know.
Yeah.
So, with that, our friend, he meets Morty, and Morty has the perfect solution for him. It's an all-in-one universal remote, because every man needs a universal remote.
Yeah.
So,
and he's like, I'm not supposed to technically do this, but you seem like you're a good man, Michael. And a good man needs a break every once in a while. That line becomes important, by the way.
Yeah. So he gives him the universal remote, and he tells him, "Oh, you just have to hit the program button or whatever it is. Just it's a very simple setup." And the remote was specifically programmed, literally for him already.
Yeah.
Which is important as well.
Yep.
So he goes home and he starts to play around with the universal remote, and then he learns that he could basically just stop his wife from nagging him. And so several little scenarios happen, and he goes back to Morty, and he's like, "Hey, what's going on?" And he's like, "Hey, I told you, it's programmed to you.
It's a universal remote. That's what you asked for."
So he gave him what he asked for, and
then we see through like Michael's childhood and all that, and
and he could turn back time with it, because it essentially has like a DVD menu thing. It's actually kind of cool, some of the effects.
Yeah,
and the makeup got an Academy Award, which
nominated,
which fun fact remains the only one nominated to this day. Which led to...
Which is a travesty, because Uncut Gems should have been nominated, all right?
He is correct. So...
All right, continue. Now that we got that over.
Yeah. So, lo and behold, he finds out that he can fast forward time, reverse time, stop time. These kind of things are all very important, though. Because what has really happened here, guys, is we have kind of a standard story about how you need to spend more time with your loved ones.
Stop and smell the roses type scenario.
Don't work as hard, and this is not easy. We all know this, because we live in a modern world where it's all rush. So this movie acts as a cautionary tale to try to pull you back in.
Yeah.
And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It really isn't. And they really do a very good job with this message. But I'm going to keep going here. So he learns that, okay, I got to do this. So
yeah, he basically, he's going through dinner, right? And he doesn't want to be there with his parents. So he like fast forwards through dinner and all that. And then his wife talks to him about picking a birthday gift for his parents. He's like, what? When did you ever say that? And so he kind of like asks Morty about it, and he's like, "It seems like you were it seems like you were in autopilot mode, because he's like very mechanical type. It's like very mechanical. Even his response to is kind of like an autopilot mechanical response, which in a way also is something, because Morty points out the fact that everyone goes into autopilot mode from time to time.
And I think we can, not to interrupt, but I think with that being put on screen for us, we all can actually agree with that sentiment, and that we all go into this sort of kind of robotic auto mode, autopilot. It's just day after day. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
So it keeps going. And so anyways, slight correction here.
Oh, wait, no, you could still talk, Dad.
Sorry. What? Sorry, we had a little flub up here.
I could just
anyways, we keep going with this, and over time, though, it starts to kind of wear on him. And he's still got this thing with the Japanese developers. So he then learns that he can kind of like zoom in on their hearing and stuff. And he overhears the Japanese developers say, hey, man, they're going way too fancy with all this, because that's what he thought they wanted. And he's like, let's just get out of here and get some shots. And we'll tell them no, and we'll go have a good time. And so, Michael learns about that, saves the project. He gets told he's going to be partner. He doesn't become partner. He has to fast forward to when he's going to be the partner of the architecture firm. And which
is a whole year, by the way.
It's an entire year that he fast forwards through his entire life. And lo and behold, guys, the treehouse is still not finished.
Yep.
So this keeps going.
And he also then soon learns, because they get a new dog who is still doing dog things with the duck. And he comes to learn that their old dog, Sundance, had passed away. And that kind of really takes a toll on him, because he realized he skipped through that. He doesn't remember him dying or him sleeping with the fishes. Sorry. But it starts taking a toll on him, because he's like, I can't believe I just did that. He doesn't want to do that again. And it becomes to the point where he even starts fast forward, or the remote starts fast forwarding automatically.
Because he's been on autopilot for so long. He was doing this to himself well before Morty came into the picture here.
Yeah. So, and then, like I said, he then starts talking to his boss, where his boss was like, why are you in robes and whatnot? And he's like, you know what? I want to, I want to say, as a partner now, I don't want to be just all fancy schmancy and whatnot, because it's just, a potty, like a popularity contest on who has the best suit, and I want to get rid of that,
So Hoff, that's kind of funny, because Hoff's like, you know what? By God, you're right. So he starts taking off his clothes, and he goes, hey, man, leave the pants on. Leave the pants on.
Yeah, and he's basically now in his tank top and his dress pants, and all that. And he basically then Michael basically then tells him that, his wife's friend Janine, who I only really know her from Two Broke Girls, but I think Dad probably
knows her. It's the same type of character.
Yeah.
That she's very promiscuous. We'll just say that.
I mean, she's even in the Minecraft movie, actually, believe it or not.
And she marries the Hoff, and that's a big kind of point. But, okay, and then the movie, slowly but surely shows you the gradual progression and the rejection of his family members, including his wife, his son, his daughter, his mother, his father. They're all kind of thrown to the wayside for work. And in the end, he ends up damaging each and every relationship he has. He loses his wife to the pool coach, who is played by Sean Astin, and there's kind of a thing that's made about his Speedos, so there's that as well.
Well, it's like a lot of people, you probably know him as Bob from Stranger Things. That's where I knew him from. I honestly didn't
know him from anywhere else. Are from my generation, then you know him from one of the greatest football films of all time, Rudy.
Nice.
So with that, he has lost his wife. He loses his son, basically to his son becoming exactly who he is.
By the way, there's a version, there's a part where you see his son as a teenager, and he's played by Jonah Hill.
Which I was kind of
really funny, by the way, because Dad didn't even know that was Jonah Hill.
I was kind of thrown off too. I was like, wait a second.
He's like, is that Jonah Hill? I'm like, I think that was Jonah Hill.
Our friend Rob Schneider also shows up as one of his many caricatures of a racial stereotype.
Yeah.
This time around, it's a Muslim.
But we see, Michael, he's like, okay, so yeah, he wants to fast forward. He basically fast forwards to where he becomes a CEO. And mind you, this is the part of the movie that also I think maybe got them an Oscar for the makeup, because Adam Sandler's put in a fat suit, by the way.
And Kate Beckinsale also looks tremendous as she has been aged up. And it showed the time, and he suffers this heart attack, and he's in this coma.
Yeah.
And when he comes out, he learns that his dad had died.
Yeah, so he
has to be taken back. Oh my goodness, because you've got the It's a Wonderful Life aspect, which people criticize for. But to be fair, who cares?
Yeah.
It works.
Yeah,
if you want to throw It's a Wonderful Life plus Back to the Future together and make a comedy film out of it, you know what? It's fine. It's great.
Yeah, this is the part where the film gets surprisingly dark, because he learns that his dad passed away, right? And he completely skipped through that too, and he didn't realize it. And it just completely breaks Michael. He keeps trying to rewind to his funeral, and Morty then tells him, he's like, you can't, Michael, you weren't there for it. And so then he's like, rewind me to the last time I saw my dad, and all that. And you see that, Michael kind of breaks his dad's heart, because he has this coin trick and all that Michael knew from the start on how he did. And he yells at him at it like that. And it's a very emotional moment too. And, and then there's a part his son is getting married, and you see that his son is, his daughter then calls Sean Astin's character.
Yeah, because he actually has the heart attack at his son's wedding, and his son is going to have to go off and put off the honeymoon for work. And this reminds me of Cats in the Cradle. So if you want to draw comparisons to that, there's also that.
Yeah.
So with that, like we said, he wants to make amends towards the very end, and he will go stop his son from doing this.
And Morty, mind you, he also kind of drops the bombshell that he basically tells Michael, he's like, it wasn't never my intention to take your dad. And he's like, well, what do you mean by that? And he's like, Michael, I'm the angel of death. And I'm like, I have an interesting theory, because
go ahead with that.
I don't think Morty is the actual angel of death. I think he lied about that part to kind of kickstart Michael's redemption. I think what he really did.
That is fair.
I think what Morty really is Michael's angel, guardian angel. in a sense, kind of drawing more parallels to It's a Wonderful Life and all that. But that's what I think is that I think Morty lied about being the angel of death and was really Michael's guardian angel to help kickstart Michael's redemption here towards the end of the movie. So take it away as we draw towards the end.
So he makes it all the way to his son, where he's on his last breath. He's like, hey, you can't do this. You've got to do what's right for your family. And he's about to take his last breath when, lo and behold, he wakes up because, surprise, it was all a dream. But he wakes up and he rushes over to his dad's house, and he's like, hey, Dad, you got to come over tomorrow for dinner, and you got to be there every night. But first, you got to tell me what the coin trick is. And so he tells him the coin trick, and then he goes home and he does everything that he's supposed to do, and it's kind of a big happy ending.
So like like Michael receives a gift from Morty, and Morty's like, I know you'll probably do the right thing, because a good man deserves a break. And so Michael takes the remote and throws it in the trash, never to be seen again.
So overall thoughts, guys. This movie is actually pretty good. It's one of Sandler's better films from that time era. Because there were, all of them are pretty good, but I'd say this is on the better end, actually.
Oh, definitely.
And I know that maybe some of the other ones did better critically, but with the storytelling that they were trying to do here, and it's just a very simple story about spending more time with your family and not working so much. It really, really worked here. And Adam Sandler really comes off, as he usually does, mind you, as this very likable and personable guy that you can relate with. And I think, in a way, that's what really draws people to the Adam Sandler films. It's not necessarily that he's the best actor in the world, because let's face it, he's not. And it's not even necessarily that he's the best comedian in the world, because let's face it, he's not. It's the fact that he can be this relatable guy that everybody can kind of get on board with and have a good time with. Yeah. And that's exactly what you're going to get here. And Kate Beckinsale also gives a tremendous performance as his wife, as she has to play all aspects, from the happy-go-lucky and love, because they show this one scene where they're getting together for the first time, and when they kissed, and so all of that's really great. Even the side characters, the supporting characters in the film, from Julie Kavner, who plays Adam's mom, and Henry Winkler. It's actually a really solid performance from Mr. Winkler here, too. And even David Hasselhoff. Yes, I know. But in a way, hey, Hasselhoff's awesome. So get on board. Yeah. Give this one a shot. And I'm going to say my final rating for this one, 3 3/4 out of 5. What say you?
Honestly, that's a fair rating, 3 3/4 out of 5.
But of course, if you have seen Click and you believe that it is the worst Adam Sandler film of all time, well, then clearly you have never seen
Jack and Jill.
Yep, I was going to go there too. But hey, just remember, we're just
two idiots with a webcam.
Our opinions do not matter, except they actually do, because we have a YouTube show, except they actually don't. So with that, guys, stay tuned, because we are back. We're going to be producing more videos for you guys. We're back on board. We're happy to be back. And we appreciate all you guys who view this and give us positive feedback and support. And we really want to say thanks to everybody who's watched our content over the last 6 years or so on YouTube here.
Yeah, and 6 years.
It's been a small growth, but we appreciate each and every one of you guys. So with that, there's only one thing left for us to say, and that, of course, is
peace and love from Danny and Son. Bye.